veiling, Sarah Vaughan sings in front of it, but that's how that painting was done. Rather than having a man that's dying, you can do it that way. I mean, there are photographers that do that type of thing, and there are painters that do that type of thing. But that's something that I didn't want to project as for Paul Robeson for future generations. So this is how we worked it. And then I got to get my ego going. I had Antonio Salemi do a bust of me. So I have my bust, and I have Paul Robeson's bust. So I own the bust of Paul Robeson and myself. And Tony died at 102. So, but wonderful stories about Paul Robeson.
Wow.
And yeah, it's a painting hangs at Rutgers University at the Paul Robeson Center.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a pretty big painting.
Now, is that the largest painting you've done? I mean, that's
No, I've done larger paintings than that.
Wow.
I've done murals, and yeah, I've done big pieces that I've forgotten about, that need to be photographed, because I don't have records of them.
Wow, Kenneth, we've talked a lot about your paintings. I'd like to know a little bit more about your sculptures. Do you have models posed for you?
Yes. I do have models posing for the sculptures. It depends on the sculptures that are done. The bronzes are the optical crystal. Optical crystal, I have models when I did Beatrice. When I did the Prophet, I had a model, and I had a model when I did Moses. And when I do the sculpture, I do it just the way I would do optical crystal. I would do it the way I would do bronze. It would be the same way. Or if I was to do a porcelain, it's the same thing. It's the same technique in the beginning, but you're using a different material. The optical crystal is very tricky and is very expensive to create because it's the clearest substance known to man, and each piece has no dust in it. It's pure, clear. There's no bubbles. When you get bubbles, you have to destroy it, start all over again.
Wow.
And it's quite a job.
Now, where can people find you? Do you have a studio?
They can find me, they can go to www.hari.com. They can go there, or they can put my name into the internet, and they can find me there. And Lauren Perucci, they can put Lauren Perucci, they can find me through Mr. Lauren Perucci. He has a website that's coming up.
He's your agent?
He's my agent, yes.
Got
I
it.
understand you have an optical crystal called the Prophet.
Yes.
Is that right? And a painting
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, the painting that I did is in the Vatican.
Okay.
The optical crystal of the prophets, I don't know where it goes. It goes to many collections.
Okay, wow.
So I don't know where it is. You know, I can't say because it's an edition that I put out. We try to keep edition high, but generally it's not going to make it probably because there's so much that has to be done each one. I try to keep it, well, it would be a high edition, but not for the planet Earth today.
What's
with
a
the
high
population.
edition?
High edition would be 300 or 200, 360 or 200.
Quantities.
Very low quantity, yeah, but the lower edition would be 50 pieces. But the problem with that is that your prices would have to even go up 4 times higher than the pieces that you do with a higher edition. The higher edition brings the price down, yet the prices are still going up on the pieces.
Wow.
Because I have people that help me to polish. They sit there and they polish my piece all day long,
Wow.
which is a lot of work.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
great.
yeah, it's just like a bronze foundry. If I do sculpture and I do it in clay and then it's done in the molds, the wax process. Lost wax method is when you do your bronze, and your bronze is, it's expensive when you do a short edition. You're going to do 1 or 2, and it's very costly to do that because casting price in the United States are very high. Around the world, too. It's not less expensive in China.
So is everything done here or in China?
No, all my optical crystals done here. All my bronze now, I'm going to be doing a lot of work in China. Well, I did my bronze here in the States and in Italy. But there's a bronze, since the Chinese actually discovered how to do bronze. It seems that they lost it during the Mao period, but now they've regained so much. There's some very good bronze foundries to work with. Not because of the cost, but the quality is good. And I want quality versus the cost of it. I prefer to have good pieces of work done. And a lot of foundries go out of business. And in New York, they're very, very expensive. Quality is good, though. But it's just overpriced, and you really can't make a living at it sometimes. You just say, I can't afford it. I can't afford it. I have to charge so much for a piece.
So what else do you do in terms of media? I understand you have a radio show?
No. I don't have a radio show. I'm sort of an artistic advisor to the radio show. That's all. What I do is what I do with this radio show is that the people that I paint, the person that hosted the show sort of got me involved with the people I paint with. And then what they'll do, which is really unique, is they'll talk about posing for me. And they'll talk about their own careers. So the beginning of their show, when they're being interviewed, we'll talk about how it was to pose for Kenneth Harry. So that's kind of unique. So, and I have people that would, you know, do this. So there's 7 that are lined up for a radio show. That's the only reason. It's not really, I don't know where I get that title, producer. It needs to be changed. Almost artistic advisor. Yeah, and it's just for, basically just, it's not a paying job at all.
So Kenneth, this has been wonderful. Are
It's
there
been a
any,
great show.
any last thoughts you want to leave with our viewers?
I think the only thoughts is that people should really enjoy art, collect art, have fun with it, and really get to know, you know, their culture in our country, in the United States.
Great.
And that's my thoughts for the people.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
Thank you
You're
so much.
welcome.
Thank you so much for coming to the show today.
Thank you, thank you.
This has been our guest, Kenneth Harry. I'm Lil Reed,
I'm Just Kumar.
and this is another show.